So yes, you're right. There are things that I do also notice, and I've been noticing for years and years. One of them is temperature. So my usual temperature, body temperature, is about 97.7, right? When I ovulate, I notice that I'm at 98.6, and a few times recently one time I've noticed it was like 99.1, and I don't have a virus or anything to worry about. I know that that is the reason why, like, I'm ovulating, right? That's what it's indicating. But yeah, temperature is one thing that, and it makes me feel flush, right? And that's one thing, like, before I even test, I know, right? Another one is heightened senses. So like, I smell stronger, like my smell senses are stronger, like I'm able to smell things in the house, like before my husband even knows. And usually my husband is pretty good at it. He'll be able to detect. But like recently, for instance, my son had a bottle of milk, and that was earlier that day. And we came home. We didn't realize he spilled. I knew he spilled, but I didn't know where it was, right? So he spilled a part of his milk bottle, right? And then when we came home, that spot was dried, but you could tell it had like a ring around it, and I could smell it. And I was in the kitchen, and I smelled it in the living room. I was like, dang, this is weird. Um, it's not okay. So I want to kind of clarify. It's not nearly as strong as if I'm pregnant, right? My heightened senses, like my smell, is even stronger when I'm pregnant. But it still is something that I'm like, yeah, I know I'm coming on, right? And I do know I'm like 2 or 3 days away from ovulating. That I can tell, right? But yeah, I pay attention to the stuff, and I do want to kind of depend on those strips, because it's kind of like undoubtedly, like, yeah, it's making me feel better than just saying, and that's just me. I've always been doubtful, even though I know and I feel it, and every time I test, it's like, I'm right, right? Still, I I'm that type of person, I just that's why I use strips, just to kind of make me feel reassured, that I'm correct.